It is now my great honor and pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Karen Baker. Karen Baker is a nonprofit and public sector leader, strategist, and community program innovator. She is currently the executive director of Yolo Food Bank. She has served in cabinet positions and agency lead posts under California governors Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jerry Brown, and Gavin Newsom, while leading California Volunteers, the state office tasked with engaging Californians in service, volunteering, and civic action in their communities. Karen Baker is a living, breathing example of the wide range of exciting career paths that are possible with a BA in sociology. After graduating from UCLA with a BA in sociology in 1983, Karen Baker completed a year of service with the Jesuit Volunteer Corps. Since then, she led several nonprofit organizations and as a presidential appointee under Bill Clinton, helped establish the National Service Program, AmeriCorps. Just before stepping up as executive director of Yolo Food Banks, Karen Baker was the architect and co-chair of Listos, California, a statewide disaster preparedness campaign aimed to educate diverse and vulnerable populations. I can think of no one better than to address you all this morning than Karen Baker. So, with no further ado, esteemed guests, I present you our keynote speaker for today, Karen Baker.
Well, good morning, distinguished faculty members, proud parents, special guests, and the remarkable 2023 graduating class of the UCLA School of Sociology. Come on! It is so great to be back on campus. I can't believe it's been 40 years, okay? And I see my old dorm, Sproul Hall. Anybody from Sproul in the audience? Sproul, okay. And more importantly, walking on Bruin Walk and just through the beautiful campus. It's just magical. And as special as all that is, I'm just most honored to be with you today as you become a graduate of one of the world's most prestigious institutions. Please give yourself a celebratory round of applause. I mean, big. And before I forget it, I'm going to remind you to thank your people, your friends, your family, and those teachers that helped you get here, because none of us arrive here alone. So I want you to stand up and go ahead and point to your people to let them know how grateful you are. Point to them. Those parents and friends are standing up too. So you've reached graduation day, which means you, like me, have a UCLA origin story. Having a UCLA origin story is more than just a badge of honor. It's a reminder of the power of dreams and the importance of believing in yourself. Think back to the day that you decided you wanted to apply to this school. I was 7 when I decided I would attend UCLA. I was living in Dayton, Ohio, and I remember vividly the moment I first heard about UCLA. I was watching the Carol Burnett show. You may know her from the TV series Better Call Saul. Woo, great show. But I know her from her popular TV variety show. I can recall an episode where she took questions from members of the audience. They asked her where she had gone to college, and she said UCLA. I had no idea what it was. All I know is that Carol Burnett had fun doing skits and wore pretty dresses. So it sounded to me like I had to get to this place called UCLA. If I wanted my life to be anything like hers, so I turned to my mom and I said, I'm going to UCLA. My mom quickly told me, no, and reminded me that, honey, you are one of 8 kids, and that dream was not going to be possible. 8 years later, my dad told our family he had accepted a job in California, and I was convinced it was Providence. As a Bruin, you have learned firsthand that no dream is too big, no goal too lofty. Your journey here is a testament to your unwavering belief in your abilities, your resilience in the face of challenges, and your determination to make a difference in the world. Remember your origin story as you step into the future, and let it be a constant reminder that, like me, your story began with a spark. As you leave UCLA and you're facing the world of opportunities, I suggest you keep a lookout for the sparks of love, okay? The sparks of jobs with purpose, and of places you want to live or travel to. My next significant spark happened this summer in between my junior and senior year, where I lived at the Sigma Chi fraternity house. I was attending summer school. They let us live there in the summers. And I met my best friend, Joy. She proposed what felt like an absolutely insane idea to me. She said, we should go backpacking through Europe when we graduate. No, yes! No one in my family had ever traveled overseas. Our typical vacation, if we had one, was camping, okay? And I kept thinking, how does one travel? How can I afford this? What will my parents say? Joy was able to calm me down and show me the way. We'll get jobs, we'll save our money for 6 months, and that's how we're gonna go backpack through Europe. And we did it. Woo! Your parents are killing me right now. I realize in hindsight that Joy was my very first guide. Finding guides throughout your life will lead you to unexpected and rewarding destinations. Another powerful guide has been Daniel Zingali, who hired me to work with both he and Maria Shriver during the Schwarzenegger administration. He taught me to think big, to take creative risks, and beg for forgiveness instead of asking for permission. Even at this stage in my life, I still need guides. One of my current ones is Kate Still, the Chief Impact Officer of Nugget Markets and a board member at Yolo Food Bank. And the reason I consider her a guide is that she encouraged me to rethink my career path. Because I just retired from the state of California. She helped me realize it doesn't have to be linear. I could circle back to my direct service roots by running Yolo Food Bank. For me, guides can last 40 years or 4 hours. They just help me get to my next best place. The one thing they have in common is they make me laugh and they get my core purpose, which is making a difference with passion. One thing about guides, they don't have to look like you or have shared your experience to play that role. They just inspire you to look at your life in a different way. Maybe it's your grandmother, a professor, or the friend that you're sitting next to. And to be clear, your guides and your support system aren't necessarily the same people. One inspires you to explore a new path, and the other supports you as you travel. For instance, my support system includes my parents, Bill and Ellen Hallerman, 92 and 95 years old, amazing. They couldn't travel, but they're right here. I also have my husband, Ed, and my kids, Ed and Alec. I want to thank them. And my wonderful siblings and my friends, they have my back no matter what. But even if you have the spark, your guides, and a support system, you still need to work really hard. Think back to how hard you worked to get into this school. That grit that got you here will be the strength you will come to rely on as you overcome future challenges. Maybe you want to be a CEO of a company or lead an advocacy organization. Or perhaps you are committed to being the kindest neighbor you can be in your community. So dive in, give it your all, and even if you fail or find that something is not a fit, you won't be tortured by regret. As you find the no's in your life, you'll get closer to the yeses. It is through this perseverance, this grit that resides in you, that you find the clarity and conviction to shape your own destiny. So, you're about to graduate in a few minutes, and you're going to have lunch with your family and your friends, where they're going to ask you, so, what are you thinking about doing now that you graduated from UCLA? So some of you have this all figured out. Congratulations. Some of you are completely faking it. There's a lot of clapping on that. Nice acting. Very good job. And some of you might wonder how you are supposed to figure out what you're going to do. Just know that you're not alone. While we don't have time for a career counseling session, I can tell you what I do know. Having had 19 jobs in 40 years, which includes working at Burger King for 2 days and working for 3 governors for over 16 years, I realized that I tortured myself post-graduation by searching for my true calling. If I would have simply looked back on what I enjoyed most while at UCLA, I would have seen all of the pieces of my career puzzle. How I loved working for 3 years as a Unicamp counselor. We got Unicamp in the house. How volunteering as a tutor for youth in our juvenile justice system fulfilled me. And how studying injustice and social change spoke to me. I had shaped my life around service and I didn't even know it. So as I look out onto this sea of sociologists, I have to comment on the very unique power you have in this world and how much we need you. Through your studies, you've come to understand the complexities of human behavior and societal dynamics. You have been equipped with the knowledge and critical thinking skills to tackle the most pressing issues of our time. You possess a curiosity and an empathy that causes you to listen hard. And then you connect the dots, you challenge existing paradigms, and you envision new solutions. Your understanding of the complexities of society will allow you to bridge society. And we need this so badly. So, pick your purpose and get to work. Be a catalyst for positive change. I'll end with a quote by one of my favorite poets, Mary Oliver. Quote, "Tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" My answer is to follow the sparks, seek your guides, and persevere with grit. And you too can have one wild and precious life. Thank you.
Class of 2023, I speak for our entire department when I say that we are excited to watch the paths you follow and the next steps of your journey. Please keep in touch with us and let us know of your accomplishments. Please follow our department's website so that you can also keep up with ours. Class of 2023, this is indeed an exciting moment for you. On behalf of the Department of Sociology, I wish you the very best.